Bleacher Report recently took a look at the teams in the NFL who have new head coaches, first-year head coaches, and ranked them based on how successful they will be with their new team. First on the list was Mike McCarthy from Dallas. Right behind was Kevin Stefanski. After that, Joe Judge, Ron Rivera, and Matt Rule. Talking about Kevin Stefanski, Bleacher Report said this time last year, the Cleveland Browns were being discussed as Super Bowl contenders. Seriously. What held a squad with so much potential back a year ago? Coaching. Freddie Kitchens earned a head coaching gig on the back of an impressive 8-game tryout as the team's interim offensive coordinator in 2018 as a head coach. He was completely overwhelmed with all aspects of play calling and game management and struggled to deal with players' personalities. New head coach Kevin Stefanski seems to fall on the opposite side of the spectrum when it comes to his preparation, demeanor, and ability to relate to his new team.
First of all,
and there you have it. What do you guys think about that?
Well, I want to talk about you because, while you were gone, we moved Brian into another position. You have a grade for him? He started last night, so he's got a lot of experience. 8.5. Congratulations.
8.5.
Nobody's had an 8.5 before.
Very well done. I don't usually start guys off with that kind of a score.
Yeah, you need stuff to work for.
To advance.
Right. All right, so they've got Stefanski as the second new coach, or the second best new coach. What do you think about that?
Well, I think when you look at that list, you see guys that have a quarterback in place and a running game, at least in looking at Dallas and Cleveland at the top. You see guys that have a lot of pieces already in place. So I think that's a big part of why those two guys are up there. And the other part of it, Mike McCarthy and Stefanski. And the other name that jumped out at me is one that, I've referenced Joe Banner before on Twitter as being a good follow for a lot of different reasons. But he has been singing the praises of that Matt Rule hire from the minute it happened. And he thinks that in 2 or 3 years, this guy's going to be considered one of the great coaches in the league. So I could see why those guys are where they are.
Well, it's also interesting because I think normally if you're a new head coach, you get the job because your team wasn't very good. I think that, I know they were overrated, the Browns were overrated last year, but you still look at them this year, and there's no reason to think they're going to be horrible.
No, absolutely. And so I think Stefanski walks into a pretty good roster, and one that, look, we saw it last year. I don't know what I picked him, I think, to go 9-7 last year, which looks ridiculous now in retrospect. But at the time, I thought, even with Freddie Kitchens learning on the job, that was a roster that was good enough to win some games. And when they came out and looked at the way they did against Baltimore early in the season, I still felt that way. And then we all know what happened.
Right.